Hello everyone, BNAG here, and welcome back to the channel, to my Let's Play series of MANOR, the new 14th century medieval city builder sim. I hope you enjoyed the first episode. If you haven't seen it yet, I implore you to go back and watch it. We basically just started this small village of Zvao and got it to the first level, which is a small village. So I think this episode, today, we're going to focus on getting the next development point, and to do that we need to upgrade is it 2 buildings to level 2, which is fairly straightforward, but just requires a few more resources that we probably don't have right now. So if we click on any of the burridge plots, which we've got 5 at the moment, they are level 1, you'll see the requirements for level 2. These need to be checked off. I've got fuel and food sorted for now. And then clothing, church and water access. So, the easiest one to begin with is getting a well. Now, a well is just another type of resource, but the only issue with wells are they need to go on top of a water supply, which when you click it does tag up with underwater little rivers. So, and again, this one doesn't even need to be anywhere in particular. This one can be over here if it needs to be, as long as it's part of the region. But it just makes sense to put it somewhere a little bit more accessible. Perhaps just there for now, because I don't want to use these burbage plots for that. Just while that's being built as well, we need to look at the resources we have available. So we've got 10 stone, no planks, 6 timber. Berry supply is okay at the moment, and we're going to run out of bread, so winter might be tough if they don't get these berries quickly, but we've still got a few months to do that. But I think we need to sort out a little bit more food. So it looks like at the end of the last episode, the hunting camp is almost constructed, so we need to get that built. That will probably be, let's put that very high, let's put the water a bit lower down, because we don't need that yet. We still need firewood, so we need someone on that, and we still need or we need more timber. So I'm going to be a little bit cheeky, as I mentioned before. You shouldn't really unassign people from the granary or the storehouse, but it needs to be done at the moment because we need wood. So I'll get someone back on logging, because another thing we're going to need is a few more. Well, we need more population because we haven't got enough families to assign jobs to yet. So obviously, I think the easiest way to do that is just by building burbage plots. But because I was clever in my placement of my initial burbage plots, I can expand the living space. So I think I can afford to do that. Let's do it. These 3. Use my remaining 6 timber and get someone on that. So I'll put it to super speed now. Well, just to let that flow. And once that's done, it will just, it'll be 3 more additional houses for 3 more families, and just the game will just spawn those in as long as you've got fairly high approval rate. Which the reason mine is low at the moment is because there isn't enough houses, so that'll line itself out, which is pretty nice. You don't want to expand your population too much too early, or too soon, because you'll run out of food. And I don't have a huge supply of food coming in at the moment, so one of the first things I'll do once these are built, or if a new family moves in, is get someone on the hunting camp, because that is essential. Alright, the well's finished, cool, even though I put that to very low. That's just the game being the game. Have a quick look at these carrot vegetable patches. Looks like these ones have been built, or those ones haven't, but that's fine. Looks like this lady is getting them all out. What's her name? Edeline? Good girl. Right. So this is just the part of the game that's a waiting game. I've got to let these guys build their stuff out. Burbage plot. That one's done. I did click the right thing there, didn't I? Yeah. So that should be doubles the maximum family count for the burbage plot. Yeah. So hopefully the game will just let people spawn in there. Once we've got a bit more timber, what I'll do. Also, I've got enough timber for a church, which I do have. Right, I need planks. Okay. So yeah, the construction cost for the wooden church is 5 timber, 20 planks, 10 stone. The game does spawn you with 10 stone, so I don't need to build a stone harvesting, what's it called, stone cutter camp just yet. Later on, obviously, I can use this, and eventually I'll get rid of all of that because it's not very pretty. Planks, I will need to use the sawmill for, so I'll put that over here eventually, and I'll probably assign the man who was cutting logs to cut the planks down. And I think the plank man doesn't go to the forest for his planks. I think he takes them from the logging camp. So if that's got storage, then he should go and grab it from that. So if you want to keep them closer together, you can kind of speed the process up. I think everything's built now, so let's get someone on hunting. Get some meat. That's not a problem. So it normally flags up with this unassigned families to guard the ox message if you don't have someone assigned to hitching post, which I haven't even relocated yet, or if you've got no one assigned to, do the construction work, because just the game works in the way that you need one unassigned person to build, one unassigned family to do the building. Perhaps something they'll add later game is like an occupation of a builder, and it'll just be another building, but if you assign people to it, maybe they construct things faster. Maybe quite an interesting idea, but we will see. We will see. Right, so what are we waiting for? A bit more timber. That's fine. I can get the sawmill ready to be built, but it's going to flag up and tell me no one's assigned to build it, which is, makes sense because they're all occupied. They've all got jobs. Another cheeky thing I'll do here as well is just speed up the forest building process, forest harvesting process for the road. Fairly certain the game likes that. Before I start doing a bit more nice aesthetic road planning, because at the moment the roads do look a little outside of the circle. The roads do look a little bit bare. Okay, these bandits are being a bit of an issue. There's not really much I can do about that yet, not with 10 spearmen. Do they steal hide? I'll need that eventually. Bit rude really that they did that, but okay. To get to this final clothing supply, I'll need to use that hide that they've just stolen, which comes from the hunting camp. So as a byproduct of the meat, he makes hide, and in your industry section, there's the tannery, which is probably the first distribution centre anyone will ever build, because the hides turn it into leather, and leather, even on its own, is a type of clothing product that your medieval villagers will go and buy from the market stall like this. So when I build that, this spot will probably be occupied by said clothing production, which is cool. Okay, let's get this guy off logging camp. He'll go and build the saw pit, and then I'll put him to work at the saw pit. I'm a bit annoyed that no one's moved into these houses yet, so perhaps before I build the church.
Firewood, firewood.
Oh, firewood. I'll build more berry plots, but we'll see. Saw pit. Okay, cool. Whack him on that. Get me some planks. How many do I need? Was it 20? Anyone? God, why is it so difficult to find 20? It's quite a lot. But I do want to get the church down first before any more bandits come over and steal my stuff. They tend to go for crafting materials, stone. I don't know why they nick stone a lot from me, and tools as well. But stuff like, God, another one. Stuff like tools can be sold on trade at the trading post later on, which we will look to probably build. Maybe this episode, maybe not. Who knows? Who knows? That's quite cheap actually. So we probably should look to do that after we get a tannery going, because we're still going to need that for the level 2 upgrade. So planks. I was really hoping someone would move in by now. Oh, wow, brilliant. Thanks for that. Cheers. Oh, they're flowing in. They're flowing in. Thank you, game. Right, got that going. Got that going. So we can probably look to get tannery going now. That was what, yeah, that's what it's going to do, wasn't it? because I don't need those resources immediately for the church. Okay, so I think I kind of want the tannery to go, well, the kind of industry buildings to sort of be around this area. One of these squares will be used for the tavern, one of these will be used for the church, kind of this side of it, maybe even this side. Perhaps over here, because it's more kind of the industrial area, if that's, you know, the logging, that'll be iron eventually, so having the iron works over here will be makes a little bit more sense. Honestly, doesn't really matter, so let's just whack it there. That was the tannery, wasn't it? Yes. Okay, September. Okay, oh god, I think that's going to be enough meat for 8 families, 6 families. Enough meat, enough of food to survive the winter. We'll see. I think we can still harvest that, can't we? Yeah, I think it's right up until December where where the berries just freeze up and die. So when that happens, you've got to remember to unassign someone from this. The game will usually pop up with a little notification saying something about unassigned family members. It's just something to look out for. Similar vibes with the farmhouse later on, which we might look to do in the spring or over winter, at least lay the foundations. Okay, so he's building his planks. Tannery's going well, is it? No, taking a while with that. Right, I need to remind myself once this has been built to move the hitching post, because it's taking the Michael over there now. I think I should probably get another ox as well. But again, this is the waiting part of the game, which is fine, because, you know, it's pretty. You can just look around. In fact, I'll show you another little feature in this game that I haven't really tried out a lot. Partly because it's in, well, early access. It's not a glitch for me yet, but basically you can go down on the ground and inspect your people. You can get a kind of a glimpse of your swag. I mean, look at those pointy shoes. It's the medieval vibe. He's got a little knife. It doesn't let you look at his face, which maybe he's just camera shy, but he doesn't look like Henry V or Timothy Chalamet. But yeah, you can go around and look at the market, and you can hear them talking to each other. Oh Christ, look at the detail on that meat. I've not seen that before. Look at this guy. Hello. It's quite, what's also a beautiful aspect of this game is how the building actually works. Like, you see them doing it. I know it's not like you can see them moving the planks, but like, you know, this guy, when you saw him hammering the wood, beautiful. The music's gorgeous as well, and the actual voice lines they have. There's a really funny one about some bloke feeding an ox some dodgy grass, and he goes on about carving his nipple, which is quite, yeah. We'll try and find that one later on. It's just a really cool feature. I don't know whether later on it's going to be part of it. It would be quite interesting to see if you could wield a sword and a bow and arrow and actually go to war with your people. And obviously sort of just phase through them at the moment, but nonetheless it's pretty cool. And then obviously he disappears because you just teleport back up into the cloud because you are a god amongst men. Still can't believe they've not built the tannery. Jesus, get on with it, lads. It's probably that Thomas fella again. Border hammering things. Boom! Right, get someone. No, let's not get someone on that, because what we said we were going to do is relocate this to the middle. I'll remember Jack. And then we'll get someone on that. And normally, I'm fairly certain I don't need to assign someone to that to get him. Yeah, there we go. Good man. Because if you don't, another thing I'm going to do as well is buy another ox with my remaining 20 coin. But in order to do that, you need more stable space. So I'll use some of those planks that I prioritised for the church to upgrade this, and it just speeds up the process of building everywhere, which
This is heavier than...
it's just a little bonus, isn't it? There we go. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. They're all coming over. What I will do with him is get him on tannery. Upgrade that. Cool. This is going well. So another tip as well is the tab key on your keyboard. It kind of just shows a little bit more information on things without even having to zoom in on them. So this just means one family, one family, one family, two families, two families, and it also shows what they're missing. It doesn't show what they've got because it's just assumed. So this guy's got one dependency that's flagging, which is, oh, actually no, that's just the exclamation mark saying look here. So he's missing clothing and church, which we know about. We're looking to do that. If that started saying, you know, what, a food symbol, I'd be a bit worried, because then you're thinking, oh, okay, what's happened to the food supply? But not an issue at the moment because we sorted that out quite early. Right, as he clocked here, construction finished clothing store, which means that the bloke who was assigned, the family that have been assigned to the tannery, have started converting the crafting material hide into leather. And then, like I said before, they go to the marketplace and create a clothing store. Now everyone in this area will have, well, eventually have this ticked off as clothing. A little bit dodgy sometimes, but because the game, the resources have to go from one place to the other in this game, it means someone's going to have to walk all the way over here to get it, and it's just part of the game. Which probably soon I'll need to get someone back on the storeroom so that they can start transporting the leather back to the stall. But I just wanted a few more people around to, you know, build stuff, and I think this guy's not got two families yet. What's Thomas waiting for? God, what is he waiting for? What could you possibly be waiting for? Hide needs to be transported. As soon as this stable gets upgraded, which I don't know why, it's just no one's bothering to do anything about it. Transporting timber. We can get another ox in. Done. Yeah, finally. Look at that. It's like I asked them to do it. Right, order the ox. There's some rule about a trader coming over and it takes a month or something. Nothing to really worry about. Oh, sorry for slapping the table there, but these bandits are taking a biscuit here. It's unbelievable. Just nicked all my hide, man. I cannot believe that they've just done that. That might hamper my production of getting to level 2. We'll see. How much leather did we make out of that? 3. So, if I had them now, I could upgrade it to level 2 if I had the church as well. And then, the only issue with that is, when you do run out of clothing, you'll obviously lose that dependency. But the building won't go down a level, they'll just get a little bit tiffed off with you. Is that the word? So your approval rating will go down. It's just something you've got to deal with sometimes, you know? Which is why I need an army. Still need a couple more people for that. So, right, planks. I've got enough planks. Let's get him off planks and back on logging. Because if those raiders come back, you can guarantee they're going to steal my stone and just ruin my life. So I need that church down quick. And then I look to get some more burbage plots. Hopefully get some people moving in over the winter. 129 food. If the raiders don't steal that, we should be okay to survive winter. Because, well, as I mentioned in the first episode, if you haven't watched that, please go back and watch it. Putting your houses or your resources gathering people next to the rich resources, rich deposits, it's very, very helpful. This is heavier than it looks. It's heavy dark. Right. He's back on logging, isn't he? So what do we need? Is it 5 logging? Oh, we are nearly there. Where shall we put him? I reckon let's put the church here, facing that way. No. I'm going to build it here, facing this way, and then have a road here. Because I've just got a nice vision of building a couple of like tiny little burbage plots here. Just to get the population a little bit higher, and I can still get extensions in there as well. Brilliant. So obviously, as I mentioned before, sometimes it's very important to get the big extensions, but it's also just ideal if you can get one tiny little burbage plot with all of that in it. Look, the house, the additional house, and an extension slot. It's just an easy way of boosting your population early on. So I'm going to look to do that once I can build the church. Let me try and get the right size in here. It's going to be roughly this line here. And, you know, I know it's a little bit of a grid, but I think that's allowed. I'm going to allow it anyway, because there's a nice big curve here, and there's a few curves here, and a few stupid roads over here that need to be dealt with. Uh-oh. There's a very horrible noise, sort of winter is coming vibes from that, and I know I've kind of built it up about the food supply, and it's quite a scary season in medieval times, but we've got enough firewood, I think, and we've got food. And besides, honestly, firewood, it is doubled, but you can just whack someone straight back on firewood, whilst food is a little bit more difficult to gather, especially the berries, which I'm surprised I can still pick, to be honest, but I'll keep that going for now. Oh, new family, good. I needed that, because now I can get... Oh, I've got someone to store him, okay. Alright, let's use that then. Let's get them to build a church, which is what we've been looking to do all this time. Come on, mate, what are you doing? That one. Just built that road for you. There we go. Am I utilising space there? Yeah, that's fine. Ah, there we go. Beautiful. Nice little bell. Bell. Should I build new Burbish plots or expand these ones? That's a good question. Plank stone, that's all good. Okay, that's all upgraded, isn't it? Yeah. I still need a couple more people here, don't I, really? Because I need this army. So let's build. We need some more timber first. And I'm going to slap these 3 nice little Burbish pots in here. I've got 3, so I need 6. Someone's selling berries. And bread. It's not warm from the oven, though. It's been there since day 1. She's telling lies. Alright, someone put a coin in there. Yeah, so let's get that church done. See where that leaves us resources. Once that gets up to 6, we'll get more houses built there. And we're looking good. We're looking good. I think I'll reserve these ones for more houses as well. Look to build the tavern there. Maybe slot some people behind the tavern. And I've obviously got all this big space here, which end up, you know, doing some sort of curvy business there. Keep this for now as industry. What's going to be the next thing we build? If we want to make money, we probably want to use a little bit of this iron deposit just to get some coin flowing. But for that you need these 2. And, well, I'm going to need 1 person for that, 1 person for that, and 1 person for that, and then that might scare these guys away. So we'll see. We could test the water by floating the idea of a mining pit there. What does it say? So if you notice, see, it kind of goes a little bit more red there. If I whack that there, overlaps animal habitat, will cause migration. So I think I might be okay. It doesn't like it there, but I can build it here, and it's pretty happy about it. But yeah, I'll do that later. How are we doing on this church? Can you name things? No. Uh-oh, it's getting cold. Is the snow coming? Oh, look at that berry supply, man. Beautiful. And the meat. I'm surprised I've got 46 slabs of meat ready to go. But those raiders are itching to come over. Right, leather's gone well, so in the interest of speeding things up, I'm going to unassign the tannery worker. He'll still be stocked. Oh, what? Why is he... Oh, don't be an idiot. Is that abandoned because I've done that? I don't think that's how it works. Oh. No, because they're just selling generic goods. Let's just get him off it. Okay, I've got timber now, so let's get some more of these little houses built. Because if people want to move in over the winter, they're more than welcome to. We've got enough food for everyone. Yeah, I definitely want 3 in there, don't I? I think these 3 will probably end up being the ones that I create little extensions out of. Right, Oh, I haven't checked firewood in a while. Yeah, that's all good. That's all good. Okay, this is going swimmingly. We can probably start to think about level 2, can't we?
Let's straighten this
Because
up.
that's done, and that's all we need. Yeah. Okay. Church level. I think I actually probably will upgrade these ones to level 2 first. It just seems right. These two are farmers. These guys are the OGs. But just having the extensions that actually build stuff, these ones. Oh, I'm gonna need coin. In the middle of the town centre just works. Just makes sense. Right. So this is what I was saying about the work areas emptying. So this will be these guys because the berries have all died. So if this is a high number, like if there's 20 berries still left there, unassigned, sorry, keep them assigned, and they'll go and get the berries and whatnot. But for now, we don't need the foraging hut. So you can, if you want, reassign them to the granary and kind of still keep the berry job, which I will do. Or you could just assign them anywhere else you want. If you need something built, like the church, which is done, you can assign them there. But you don't actually need to assign anyone on the church. What the church workers do is they go and collect dead bodies and they bury them in the church. But if no one's dead, you don't need to do that. And I don't know how the whole age thing works in this game, whether it does work, but people only die at the moment when they die in battle. And that's only if they die in your region. If they die over here, you don't need to collect it, they'll just wither away. But if someone dies here, you know, if I'm not sure I should say that. I'm going to leave that one. If Hans dies here, everyone gets a bit sad because there's a dead body there. That's actually a mechanic. So someone goes and collects it. But forget about the church for now. You know, it's not needed. What I think we will do with our spare resources is build a trading post and just look to, you know, sort that out. So the trading post, I like to have it sort of near the entrance to the city or village. Ideally, I feel like I read somewhere that if you have it on like the main King's Road here, the fee isn't as much. But mine's a little bit too far away because obviously someone's going to go walk from here all the way over there to get anything that's worth sellable. So I'll have it a little bit closer, and I'll still have it at the start of the village. I'll just have it here because they've got to walk there still. So it might be time to just make this a little bit prettier, maybe. Maybe should we create a medieval roundabout? I've not tried that yet. Let's try that. Let's just pause in case things go absolutely tits up. But that might be quite fun. Okay, so let's just get that guy going there. How curved is it? Not very. Medieval roundabout going around the forest. Is that cool? Is that cool? Let's try that. A little bit different. Quite a big roundabout, actually. Okay, and kind of, I want this to be a little bit coming in sort of parallel to. That is not parallel. Why has it done that? A little bit more parallel to the grid line here. Boom. Curve that. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Medieval roundabout. And then we can just slot these in here, going into the roundabout. Maybe something can go in the middle there later on. What about this foraging hut? How am I going to reconnect him? Really should use the roundabout, but I don't think I like that idea. Let's just have it sort of a fork in the road. Almost there. Sorry about that. Another road building simulator. If you wanted that, you'd go and play, I don't know, construction worker simulator. I'm sure that's a game. Alright, what we're waiting on. These guys are still cooking looking. Timber's still coming along. Don't need sort of planks. Firewood's okay. What are a few of the other sort of passive buildings you need? Trading. Burbage. Well, I need to do the upgrades for a start, but I think I like to whack in a foresting hut as well. So this will, well, ease the tree planter. Now this is sort of a, you got to put effort into this one early on. So if you build it now, I'm not going to reap the rewards of a tree being built for at least a year, probably even 2. Trees take a long time to build. But as you can see, we've lost quite a lot of trees here, and it's just going to be a renewable resource that you need to monitor. And I've had a few cities before that just completely destroy the area, and I don't know how well that worked out for that city. Oh man, these guys stress me out. Food, stealing my food in the winter, it's not on. I know I've got 49, 48, but how do you think that makes me feel? Okie dokie, right. Let's get these up, hopefully they'll be filled, and then we can probably look to raise these guys once we get 18. I like having a militia of 18. I can work with that. Because we're still doing okay. You know, we're still moving along swiftly. Boom boom. Living space is good, food's good. Sorry about that. I do like waging war in the winter as well, because I feel like there's less to do in the village. Everyone's sort of, you know, got their coats and gloves on and they're just relaxing, but that's when I send the men out to wage war against the local bandits. I wonder if the bandits have got names in this. Gillen, the brigands. Waiting orders. See these guys? They don't even care, do they? Scum. Raider scum. Right, those are built. Someone please, everyone flock to the houses. Oh, forestry here. You know what? I'll whack someone on that now. I've lost a bit of time. I'm fairly certain they can plant trees in winter. It's ground will be quite hard, but they'll get it done. Okay, he's going home. This guy. I'm not going to say that name. Oh, debranching a tree. Doesn't look like she's debranching a tree. Tell you what. Where's she going for that tree? Okay, music's kicking off. Yeah, well, I mean, we're all set for level 2 actually, so let's look to do that. Let's look to upgrade those. Oh, what am I missing now? Fuel? Right, if there's ever an issue like that where you've clearly got fuel and you've sort of, someone's ticking it off, I mean, these guys have got it. Either wait a little bit, because they're quite new. Oh, trading post. They're quite new, or there's just assign someone to the storeroom and it will sort of fix itself, I think. I'm fairly certain it works like that. Church bells are ringing. I can't remember whether that means new month or new year. That'll be it. Yeah, so Jan. Winter's almost over. We could look to sort of farm out for the new year, but that we might have to just do that next episode. We might bring the war early. I know that's what everyone wants to see. A little skirmish. And they are becoming a bit of an issue, these bandits. I've got to feel like they're going to take something crucial soon. Like my dignity. So one more, I promised you one more, and we'll go to war. I'm fairly certain we can handle it with 18. And so what we got? 2 more houses that can be filled. And in the meantime, we'll just we'll do that. Ching. Upgrade these 2, which at least complete the objective of getting to the next level. And I'm fairly, yeah, we've got plenty of people unassigned to build. We've got plenty of resources, right? Shouldn't be worried about firewood. No. Trading post. Alright, we can have a quick look at the trading post, because I think we've got some stuff to sell now. Trade. It's quite a confusing tab to start with. This is the standard, you know, assign someone to it tab. This will be those people assigned. Excuse me. Advanced is for assigning a permanent livestock, which I don't think works at the moment. I think I've read that it doesn't. And then this is the trade tab. Construction, crops, food, crafting materials, commodities, and military equipment. So this first tab is just these bits here. So you can make a quick buck by selling planks if you need to. And you don't need to set up a route for these. there's a few things you need to consider, because some of the late game resources you need to set out routes. So, for example, roof tiles and blocks. Blocks aren't in the game yet. But in order for you to actually start trading and have this tab come up, you need to spend money first on a trade route. So obviously we haven't got any money, so we can't do that. And all of the military equipment here requires the same. So if you eventually sort out, you know, a Fletcher and then a blacksmith to create tools like this using iron, you'll need to spend money to make money. You know, makes sense. But other commodities, oh, and clothes, that's a shame. Other commodities like just food and stuff like leather, or fairly certain leather, oh god, you don't need them. So you can make a quick buck by doing that. And the way it works is you sort of have no trade, which is just off. Import, so you'll bring it in and it'll ask you to set up, this is what you've got. I've got no honey. If I wanted 10, I'd do that, and then every time the trader comes into town, he would give me as many as he could up until the 10, and when I get to 10 he'd stop trading until that goes below 10. Export works the same way, it's just opposite. Obviously you don't get, well, you make money but you don't get as much as that. And then full trade, I haven't quite figured out how that works yet, but it seems like, I think the second you get to 10 it just stops, or if that was 10 it just gets 10 and then the trader would just leave you alone. So I think that's if you wanted to just have, say, 36 swords, you just set that to 36. Anyway, can't do any of that. What I can sell, oh god, vegetables low. So I don't like selling food early on, but firewood I think is what you can do. Just be careful, I mean it's not winter anymore. So I've got 46. When I set to export, it does it a little bit lower, but you can set that to what you want. So say I put, what am I happy with? 25. My firewood guy's still going to go out and make as many as he can, but every time the trader comes over, he's going to try and sell a bit more firewood so that I get it down to 25. So I will never really go below, should never really go below that from him, unless there's a firewood shortage over here. I'm not going to make much coin. What we're looking, 22 coins if it's selling for 1, which is fine. I might even go against my own suggestions here and sell some food, because I do have quite a few berries. So for now I'll sell a few berries, but I'm going to keep those resources high because we're coming out of winter now. We've managed to survive winter with a lot of berries left over. So if I put that to 25, I'm going to make at least 75 coin here, minimum 25 times 3, and that's good. So I need to assign someone to that, boom, and they'll go and do that, and they'll go from the, this sort of becomes its own type of storage. So someone will go from here, all the way to, well, here for the berries, here for the firewood, and then they'll go back, and then the trader, which I think you can view eventually, maybe if you set up a trade route, I think, isn't it? You can see him. If not, it's just a generic NPC that comes along. You know, this could be him here. This is probably him. He looks like a trader. Can we follow him?
There's no hovel. Tomorrow, find a new home.
Find a new home? Well, I've got plenty of that. Oh, it's like those awkward NPC cutscenes where I run faster than him, but he walks faster than me. Oh, I mean, come on. Yeah, he's doing his own thing. Let's just hope he's the trader. Anyway.
Keep your half warm.
That's all going okay, isn't it? Yeah. That's not an issue. It'll do that if no one's assigned to it. Seems to be a bit of an issue these days. When I say this is an issue, it's just generic storage symbol for the sawmill. Because he's got his, someone before has got the log from there, put it there, and it's just waiting to be cut into planks. You know, that thing there. That is deep, gone. But no issues, no issues. I think I might have to save the battle for the next episode, because this one's becoming a little bit too long. That's alright, something to look forward to. So the church, yes, every month. Okay, that's cool. That's a good wakener, because if you've missed your harvest season or whatnot, listen for the bell. So what we will do, just to wrap this episode up, is get these guys to level 2. That's one level 2, and then this guy's going to be there very shortly. And well, I have not even spent my first development coin yet, development point yet because I don't really need to. So I'm not sure what to do yet. I can't build an orchard, and I haven't set up any trade routes. But we'll look to do that shortly. But yeah, let's just see this one out. Food's going really well. Probably having a rich berry deposit and a rich meat deposit nearby is very handy. I don't know how renewable the meat is, to be honest, but maybe, I don't know. I'm fairly certain that's a renewable resource, as long as you don't tamper with it. But there we go, everyone. That's the next level of the settlement, because these two got to level 2. What I will show you is the next step for level 3 is obviously more requirements. So the tricky one is kind of a tavern supply, because building the tavern itself just requires a few other buildings. You know, you need your barley, you need a malt house, you need the tavern itself. To get that, you need clay. Fuel will always stay the same. The food will go up by 1. I've already got that ticked off apparently because, well, yeah, meat, veg and berries. And bread still. The bread's going to go eventually. And the clothing. So you can only get 1 type of clothing from the tannery. So this is why the importance of the level 2 extensions come in. Because these guys will provide those goods. So armourer, fletcher, joiner and a blacksmith, they're all related to more making money. Trading sidearms, spears. This guy creates shields, wooden parts, which are good for selling. Fletcher makes bows, shock, good for selling. And the armourer makes helmets. But you also need a development point for that down here, which is not really worth it. The tailor is the guy that makes clothes. So obviously he that's another type of clothing. Well, generic clothes, cloaks or gamisons. I don't know, medieval sweater. And he uses yarn and linen, so from sheep or flax, which is either a farm or a sheep pasture. The cobbler is probably what we'll look to do, because I think he turns leather into shoes, and the shoes count as another type of clothing. Is it just 2 you need? Yeah. So that'll work. The brewery extension. So make your own Camden Ale brewery. Produces ale from malt. And malt is obviously, not obviously, that's produced from barley, which you get from a farm. So that's something to look to do as well. And then the bakery is another one, but that's another development point. But it's quite a good one, because I'll explain that to you another time. But obviously it's a food source that is just very constant, and you can make a lot of money off bread. You own medieval Greggs. So we'll do that in the next episode. I wouldn't say in the next episode we'll get to the level 3 buildings, but it's something to look forward to. But I'm going to call it a day there. Thanks for watching Let's Play Manor Lords Part 2. Make sure to like and subscribe if this is the kind of stuff you want to see. And again, thank you and goodbye.